Welcome. Peace, peace, peace. Replay gang, what's good? Go ahead, get your tea. You can see I'm filling up mine right now. Gonna give a few minutes for people to trickle in, and then we're gonna get started with the planning for the week. Okay. See, let's see who else is here. Okay, few more minutes. Okay. I hope you guys are preparing your tea. I'm thinking something. Let me show y'all at least. So this is my tea box. I've always liked tea, but something about turning 30 that really gets you into teas and the aesthetics. And if you've seen on my other platforms, my little apothecary station is a little messy right now. But this and my apothecary station, it's like it's so funny how I found things that go together so cohesively way later from the last time I purchased the thing. So this is what I have. And y'all, I'll be taking little tea bags now. Like, let me find out there's a tea bar anywhere and everything's complimentary. Oh, baby, I'm taking me a tea bag. So, um, this is actually one of my favorite teas right here. It's this tangerine dream. I need to get more of it. That's why I kept the pizza there because it's so good. So what we got right now is honey chai turmeric for vitality, blueberry sage for stress relief. I'm thinking that might be the goal. And bright peach for positive energy. It is a Sunday, so I'm not really interested in going go, go, go. So maybe we'll do this. I haven't tried this before yet. It has ashwagandha for stress support and it's caffeine free from Yogi. So now, hey, Yogi, sponsor me from one tea lover to another. At some point, I do want to get into loose leaf teas, but which I've had before, but baby steps because feel like I need way more space for that, and I'm trying to work with what I got. You feel me? So this right here, my kettle is done, as y'all heard the beeping. So this is our ceramic mug of choice. Very nice, very nice. Is she not? She looks like a pumpkin. She's been used. Very well loved. It just smells a little blueberry. It has ashwagandha, lemongrass, sage leaf, hibiscus flower, cardamom, blueberry flavor, all organic, stevia, blueberry pieces, citric acid, and another ashwagandha and a rose flavor. It smells good. You could probably do a really cool spiritual bath with this too. That'd be dope. All right, so got my tea, and let's just watch it be the perfect cup too. Just what I say, the perfect cup. Just got it like that, bro. There she goes. She's in there, I promise. Another thing I'm gonna get too. Oh, she's coming out in this pretty blue color, as y'all can see. Um, on Amazon, they have these little tea cover things. So whenever there's teacups that don't like this, that don't have like covers on them, then you could just cover it and it'll still steep for you. Uh, oops, let it cause a fire. Got it go. Anyway, so for now, I'm just gonna use this to help steep, but they have like silicone ones that I'm gonna get eventually. And yeah, we are going to go sit down just shortly. I know I wanted to have this new Sun Tea Live because I wanted something that I could commit to weekly for y'all other than article posts. I'm starting to learn that this Substack algorithm is very uniquely deceptive. Like I'm getting traction, but there's no like typical steps of typical growth, like a bunch of likes, a bunch of comments, things like that. But I'm still gaining traction, which is good. So I'm trying to still figure out my way. Like the whole following and subscribing thing is like two different things. If you know, you know, you have to be subscribed to the retired elder daughter, but you could still be following me and not be subscribed and not know what I'm doing, and vice versa. So learning a lot about this platform. And if you're watching the replay and it happens to be on YouTube, it just started connecting over to YouTube after like over a month of like me thinking it was and it wasn't. So it's a lot. It's a lot to like understand and do, but I wanted something I could commit to with y'all that didn't feel too much like I didn't want it to feel too much like work. That's really what it was. I did not want it to feel like work for me. I'm trying to stick with ease as much as possible, work with intention, not work hard. You know, I'm trying to let all of that go. And this energetic planning session that I'm about to do with y'all is one of the many methods that I use to kind of retrain my brain and my nervous system to what's the word? To relax, to regulate. I guess you could say. Yeah. I feel like there was something else I wanted to add to that, but that's that. So give me another minute. Still missing a few. We're still missing some people. I mean, not missing some people, but some people might still be, running their Sunday errands, going to church, coming back from church, or still listening in on any like divination readings that are going on. Because a lot of spiritualists tend to keep up the same methods of doing their divination readings and Sunday service on Sundays around this time, which is why I scheduled this time frame to be at 4:40, really 4:44, because the angel number 4 stands for foundations. So all that information that you're getting from these spiritual leaders and these diviners and these readers, and there's not a place for you to come and actually sit and integrate that information into your week, into your month, into your life, right? You're kind of left alone to like figure it out as you go, especially since most of those readings are very general. And if you do book an individual reading, you have a little bit more time, but there's not many diviners that are going to sit there with you and say, boom, 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 like I'm about to do. So I'm filling in the gap. I hope y'all like it. And I can't wait to get started. So let me go put my tea over there and I'll be right back for y'all in a second. Don't mind me. I have a bunch of miscellaneous things. Okay. Let's go, shall we? Let me pick my iPad. You can play some like copyright free music. on this because one thing I know, this is not gonna work. Can't do it that way. One thing I know is that you've never seen my videos for copyright music. Now that I know it's actually like uploading stuff, and if we're going to actually get our 40,000 hours, um, we need to make sure that we don't get dinged for things like that. Sorry, I can't do a better angle. Actually, could I? Well, let's see. What y'all think? Tripod? Yeah, because I was just on the phone then, but then the tripod might be a little bit more difficult. Let's see if we can get her to stand. But, oh yeah, much better. Much better. Okay. So this is supposed to also serve as a body doubling thing too. So why is there so that way? It's completely blocking that. Okay. Great. Okay. So I have my tea. I have my stationery pouch. I have my planner that I'm gonna plan with y'all with. I got a pen of sorts. I have my tea, and I need to put my socks on. Keep your feet warm, y'all. And yeah, so hopefully you have all these items as well to make it cozy as possible. You should be in your lounge wear or something comfy. Even PJs is fine. And prepared to vibe. Let's get this tea situated. Ooh, she not done yet. She almost there. Okay. Oh, what is the? Oh, Yogi always has quotes. I wonder what the quote is going to be for today. The heart sees deeper than the eye. Ooh, I see it. It might be backwards, but trust me when I say the heart sees deeper than the eye. Okay. So that might be, let's take that as one of the themes of the week, right? Let me grab my water. All right, we're about 10, 15 minutes in. Most people are going to start coming in around this time frame. So if you see me stopping for whatever reason, it's just to acknowledge whoever pops in. So if one person can benefit from this, I feel like my deed is done. My mission is complete. You feel me? Mhm. Anyway, it's so funny the YouTube videos that pop up on my screen. Okie dokie. Copy, right? Free music. Music. Let's do R and B. Hopefully this works. Before I play, let me check the comments. Okay, people are golden hour. Mhm. Okay, it's a 3-month-old video, and all the comments are positive. So hopefully, we don't got to deal with any copyrights. I was not expecting this. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and plan for the week. This is my personal planner. I am eventually going to get this planner from either one of these stores from around here, so it can be like our community planner, so that way I can input things from y'all eventually as we grow in it, so y'all can get a more interactive vibe. Oh, speaking of interactive, um please be interactive. Comment below any questions, any comments, any concerns, any thoughts in general. um I really want this space to be as reciprocal as possible. So make sure you're liking this live, liking the video as the replay, sharing it with your people. Like, let's build, let's grow together, okay? Because we like this right now. We like this. Okay. So the cool thing about this planner is that it has the months ahead, as you can see. These are all the months ahead. And then later in the planner, it gives me weekly breakdowns. Okay? I'm also learning that I'm somebody that likes to look at the monthly overview more than I'd like to do the weekly. And that's if I have a lot of things to do on during the particular day, that's when I lean into the weekly week. So that's why you see mostly empty weeks. And then as we more we go through it, you'll see my like monthly, be my full. Honestly, this month I really want to like I'm tired of buying these from like Marshalls and things like that. I want to have my own just for this year, and see how it goes from there. Because it really don't work for me. Like these systems are very linear. The calendar is Gregorian, so it's very linear. It's not cyclical at all. And that's another reason why I wanted to share this with you guys is that I'm gonna be able to keep up with this with y'all through a cyclical way that aligns more with what our nervous system needs, right? So first things first, let's do what's this week? This week is the 8th, see? February 8th. So let's go to February 8th. February 8th. And don't worry, I'll show you guys. Once the setup gets a little bit more sophisticated, you'll be able to see my face and the screen. But for now, I'll just flip over and show you guys what I do as I go. So you want to flip to the week of the 8th and check whatever writing device. I'm going to have a fountain pen because I just feel like writing real fancy. Um, Let me know if you want like a stationary haul. I don't want this to be too long because we done gave the people way more than enough time to like pop in. So let's do that. Okay. Okay. So week, as you can see on my planner, this side is the week. The weekends are at the bottom. Oop, there we go. At the bottom. And then on this side is notes, um, to-do lists right here, a habit tracker, a gratitude thing, and top achievements, which I personally love. And then it has this current month and next month in between, which I personally really like this page. I like that it's separated. And that's something I think I'm also going to incorporate still in my own personal planner, like get a Filofax and things like that. What is it? This. I have these old stationery. I keep all my stationery from years ago. This is literally like 2015, 2014 years old. I have all these old things. So I'm excited to like fill that up. But anyway, for now, we're gonna work with what we got. So the days of the week start. Everybody thinks that the days of the week starts on a Monday, and if you believe in the Gregorian calendar, yes, that is true. Esoterically speaking, however, that's not the case. Technically, the beginning of the week starts on a Sunday, right? Just like today, because that is governed by the planetary movements of the sun day, right? Then you go into Monday. Monday is moon day. So you're starting to catch a pattern. Every single day of the week is related to a planetary alignment. And some of the names of the days of the week resonate with the actual, what's the word? Planetary name, right? So Tuesday, it's a little bit harder because it doesn't have the planet in it, but it's Mars Day. Mars governs Tuesday. So that's action, that's movement, energy, very similar to the sun, but a little bit more precise, right? And then we have Wednesday. Wednesday again is a little bit different. It's ruled by uh, Mercury, right? Okay. And then Thursday is Jupiter, right? Mercury is all about communication on a Wednesday. Anything that deals with any form of communication, long, short distance, future, past, present, upcoming, things like this. Jupiter is a good day for money, abundance, expansion, things like that. Friday is Venus Day. Okay. That's ruled by the planets Venus, love, beauty, affection, attraction, platonic love, relationships, partnerships of any kind, all listed here. Okay. And then we are back to Saturday, aka the Sabbath, aka Saturn Day. Okay. Saturn rules Saturday is especially in Jewish culture, it's considered the day of rest. And I've honestly gone ahead and adopted that as well into my lifestyle. Um, I've heard from a Jewish friend at the time that Saturdays are, well, Friday nights into Saturday, they don't really do anything. So from what the person had told me is that his wife will like do a bunch of cleaning and cooking for the weekend on a Friday. So by Friday evening, the lights are low in the house, the candles are on, and everybody is resting going into Saturday. So it's always nice to prep your day on that, prep for your weekend on that day. So you've heard a lot about Sunday resets, and that's another resistance thing that I'm noticing within the collective, the community in general, and in society, I mean, is that if you're resetting on the day that the week starts, you're already behind, right? Right. So let's stick with being able to prepare ourselves at least one night or one day ahead. So that way we are able to have a successful week. So now that we got the planetary days out the way, and let me know if you have any questions. Let's move into writing this down so you guys can remember. So we're going to start with Sunday. Even though it's at the bottom, we're going to start because we have to get in our heads that Sunday is the beginning of the week, right? So you're going to put like a little line, like a slant, and you're going to put Sunday. And I'll show you in a second for those that need to see. Monday is moon day. Tuesday is Mars day. Oh, Wednesday is Mercury day. Thursday is Jupiter day. And Friday is Venus day. And lastly, Saturday is Saturn day. And I think I forgot to mention that Saturn rules time. It's the slowest planet, right next to Pluto, I think, in terms of in terms of astrology. It has to do with time. It has to do with long-term effects, long-term planning, things like that. So Saturday is also considered a rest day as well. In addition to that, it it Saturn is technically the oldest planet, so it is also considered to be aligned with elderly or older functions, right? So now that we've done that, as you can see here, started with my Sunday, moved into Saturday. Moved into Monday and made my way all the way down to Saturday. Okay. Okay. Good. So that's part one of energetic planning. Now that we got our days of the week solidified, right? We are going to handle the morning and evening shift, right? Y'all have seen the trends that say, oh, closing shift, opening shift. There's something to that. There really is something to that. But I think when it comes to language, we have to be a little bit more intentional. So what I like to do is instead of saying morning, because is first off, even though the spelling is different, it still has a connotation of being sad. You could say good morning, but it's a what's the word, misnomer in a way. That's why back in the day they used to be like good day, good evening, or what's another one? Top of the morning. Like, you know, it's a better flow and vocabulary that aligns with the energy that you're trying to possess for the day, right? So Sunday, instead of morning, we are going to put rising, right? That is your morning routine, right? And then in the evening, can anybody guess what I'm gonna put down for evening instead of evening? Do 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 do. Hey, do 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 do. All right, time's up. Rest. I'm sorry. Yeah, did I say rest or reset? Rest, right? So it's rising to rest, morning to evening, day to night, rising to rest. You could also put day to night if you want to, but I think rising and rest kind of like it's like R&R. You see where I'm going with this? Okay, so rising and then rest. So it should look like this. Rising, rest. And I tried to write as clean as possible. That's why I'm writing with the fountain pen. Hopefully you can see that. Rising and rest. So what's in your morning routine, right? So typically you get up at a certain time. And that's another thing. Oh, that's another reason why I wanted it to be rising instead of rest, because not all of us are day people. Uh what's it called? Early birds. That's just not everybody. I've recently officially transferred back to being a night owl and I'm never going back. Never going back. Thankfully, I have the lifestyle that's been developing over the last few years for me to officially make that change concrete and be a stickler for it. So like I go to school in the evening times instead of the afternoons, for example, because I tend to sleep better when everybody else is doing their thing during the day. Um, does it make me get a little bit of FOMO? Only when it's sunny outside. Like today, I couldn't make it outside because it was sun. It was a beautiful day, though it was cold as shit. I couldn't make it outside because I was taking care of things here. But that's the only FOMO, quote unquote, that I would have. It's like, oh, I didn't get to stand in the sun today. But since the days are slowly but surely getting longer. I don't know if y'all notice, especially here in the East Coast. Um, Sundown went well ahead, went went ahead about 10-15 minutes last week. So it wasn't like pitch black dark at 4 p.m. anymore or whatever the time that it's been typically. So it's slowly but surely getting there. And since Lunar New Year is this week, which I think is also awesome that this weekly planning is starting around the beginning of the year, the fire horse. All of this is going to be a really good like progression toward alignment for our thing. But anyway, so that's why when I say rising, whenever you wake up is when you wake up. No more feeling guilty about not being an early bird or a morning person or a 5 a.m. girly or 6 a.m. girly or whatever. No more of that. No more of that. I even heard somebody say they're not a early bird or night owl. They're not a bird at all. They're a koala. They just be slow, like a damn Snorlax. And I was cracking up because that's so funny. And I used to call that like a twilighter, but that has too many connotations to vampirism and the whole Twilight saga. So I don't know. We're gonna figure out another name, but I thought that was really funny. So you don't have to feel guilty. Whenever you rise is when you rise. You said you wrote you want to rise at 12:30 in the afternoon, baby. That's cool. That's fine. I personally go to bed at anywhere between 2:30 and 4. That is my rest window. Okay. And again, we're going to go into the windows in a second. But that is my time where I sleep. And sometimes I still get up at like 10, and the earliest I'll get up is like 10:15 or something like that. And then if I feel like my body still needs more sleep because I pretty much work for myself, I don't have to, I can adjust accordingly, you know? So yeah, now that we got that out the way, we're going to focus on rising. So what's your rising routine? Most people, they get up, they do a little stretch, and run to the bathroom, go brush your teeth, use the bathroom, right? So you could say hygiene, affirmations. That's personally something that I like to do. I like to tell Siri to play affirmations or go on YouTube or preset my YouTube playlist and click it so I can hear some affirmations in the background. Bonus points if it's affirmations in your own voice. Super bonus points if it's ask affirmations where they're question affirmations. Like, why am I so good with money? Why does everyone love to pay me in money or free resources? Like things like that to get your brain ready to like comprehend. And sometimes it's just silence. So I'll put affirmations here and I'll put some people like to shower hygiene wise, some people like to shower in the evening, some people like to shower during the day, some people have to shower twice a day. Do what you gotta do as long as you shower. Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna put stretching or movement for anybody that likes to work out right when they wake up. Stretching should always be done as soon as you wake up, because your body's been asleep for 8+ hours. Hopefully, um, ladies, we should definitely be getting way more than 8+ hours because we are cyclical beings. The reason that we even have our cycle the way that we have it is because we are supposed to be getting no rest. Don't listen to the society and this Gregorian foolishness when they tell you you can do it all when you're on your cycle. No, you're not supposed to. You're not literally made for it. Hence why we have autoimmune diseases, chronic stress, things like that that are going on. But baby steps, okay? So that's what we have for your morning routine, okay? Then let's, okay, I just remembered something. So let's do your rest and then we're going to plan for the rest of the week, right? And you're going to take this model and apply it to the rest of the week. I'm just writing it here for y'all so y'all can see. So rest period, let's say you done got all the things you needed to do for the day. Let's say you go to your communal spaces, whether that's a online divination community like lady speeches, Sunday service, or you actually go to a service place with your family. Let's say it's Easter, you don't typically go, but you go to be in communion with your family. That's fine. You do all the things, go get your groceries, whatever, right? You clean your house, all this stuff. Whatever you need to do, you are now resting. Whatever that time is for you to rest, that's what you're going to put here. What does rest look like for you? Are you doing a closing shift? So typically closing shifts tend to do with shutting down the kitchen for the night, right? So quick tidy is about 10, 15 minutes. So let's do tidy kitchen. Let's put hygiene on there again, whatever that looks like for you. And then let's also put uh you can put dinner on there. And then we can lastly put, and obviously you could put breakfast whenever you eat on the rising side. And then let's put some type of calming activity. So we could put crafts or reading. You can still watch TV. I'm not judging anybody that watches TV before they go to bed. But something that signals to your brain, oh, I only do this in the evening. That means I could chill, you know? Crafts or read. Okay. Everybody should be reading a book. We need to up our literacy in this nation. Okay. So there you have it, right? Boom. So for the time between your rising and your resting, I like to put in or out. So if I'm in the house, these are the things that I want to do. Oh. So if I have a hair appointment on a Sunday, I will put that there. So hair appointment, laundry, blah, 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 blah. And then if I'm that will go in the, well, hair appointment will go out because it's outside of your house. So hair appointment, medication pickup, if that applies to you, and groceries, that's out. Inside would be laundry, um, a quick tidy of your space, or let's just say you want to take a nap. Write that down, right? You can do that. Okay. So now let's move into, well, let's take a little break because I've been talking for a minute. And we're going to get into planning the rest of the week, okay? I have my water. Let me get my tea together. It should be steeped enough and drinkable now. When I chose this playlist, I was expecting a lot more mellow R&B. To me, this is not R&B, but okay. This is like Jersey music, low key. My snack of the day is a sun butter jammy, a little bit healthier than an Uncrustable because it got sunflower butter and whole grain bread, but not the else was the nicest. Okay. No, I don't like this playlist. It's not giving the vibes that I wanted to get. Let's find somebody else. This is what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay. I hope y'all enjoyed your little break. Let's get back into planning. We are halfway there. Okay. Before we get into planning the rest of your week, we already planned the day. You already know what you're going to do for the rest of the day. You already know how your day is going to go, and you're going to be able to implement the planetary name, the rising and rest factors, and then the ins and outs for your day into the rest of the other days of the week, right? But I know most people tend to plan what their busiest day is going to be during the week first. No, 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 no. Listen, Linda, listen. You're going to plan the day that you are resting first. Okay? We are getting out of this capitalistic late stage sensibilities that we have, and we are planning rest first. When are you going to nap this month? I mean, this week. Did you end up taking a nap today yet? No. Right. If we don't plan for rest, how are we going to get it? Now, life happens and all of that. Put your nuance where it applies, okay? But at least for here, if we write it down, we're more likely to do it, right? So, like I said it before, for me, Sabbath. Saturday is a rest day. I don't play about it. Even though technically yesterday I had an outing, but I chose not to do it. It was for Lunar New Year's and whatnot. But I realized there were other more interesting events that I wanted to go to that would have. Oh, my hands are itching. Okay, money. Okay, money. Um, and come to me sweetly and safely. Okay, in abundance. Okay. Anyway, what was I talking about? Saturdays. Yeah, apply your nuance as necessary and make it work for you. But those are the days. That is the day that I personally choose to rest. It is my do nothing day. As somebody with ADHD, as somebody with CPTSD, as somebody with a chronic illness, as somebody with um, child, all the things, living alone, completely self sufficient. I don't have family or friends that I can go to for anything. You know, I have to take care of me, right? So Saturdays are the days where I give myself rest to reset from that. Okay. So my Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and put rising. This is like the ideal, right? And then rest, right? And then I don't really bother with in or out because I don't plan on leaving the house. But if I did, I would typically, if I do have to leave the house, I try to give myself the entire morning and early afternoon to myself so I don't have to really go do what I need to do until later in the evening. So, and it's typically a social event too. Like it's not anything because most offices are closed on the weekend anyway. So you're not really doing anything that's like personal administrative wise or healthcare wise or anything on those days. It might be like beauty and like social gatherings for the most part, but you're not doing anything typically that's super strenuous on that day. So I'm literally in the bed. This is the best day to bed rot, especially according to the energetic alignment of rest that Saturn holds, right? So it is my do nothing day. I don't even call it bed rotting because what am I rotting for? For me, you might as well call it charging my batteries. If I'm not vertical in that bed, and I'm looking at my bed, if I'm not vertical in that bed, okay, not even sitting on the couch is even a good enough rest for me. I need to be in my bed vertical, okay? I can sleep for as long as I want. My only responsibility is to sleep, eat, unless I'm fasting, and that's another thing. You could also fast on Saturdays. That's a really good day to fast, especially since you're not doing much. Eat pretty well in the evening because I grew up Muslim, so I typically do the Muslim route of eating heavily the night before and then letting it take me into the next day. And then I could do any like Saturn, Sanskrit, Hindu verses if I want to because I'm mystic. I mean, my spirituality is mysticism, so I blend and pull from many different traditions into what works for me. So that's typically what I do, and then if I'm not fasting, I still do that, and then that gives me time to also journal. Right? If I still want to watch TV, I can, but I set up some videos because I'm mostly a YouTube watcher. Sometimes Netflix and things like that. So I'll give myself a time limit, like, okay, you could watch this movie or this show or this vlog for 2 hours, right? And then give yourself time to take a nap. I may not actually nap, like I yesterday I didn't get a chance to nap, but at least I sat with my thoughts for about an hour or so. Even flipping and turning and all that stuff, it still counts as rest, letting your mind quiet down, right? So this is my do nothing day. I am recharging, okay? So overall, I am saying recharge. And this is also a good day for any type of inspiration to come in. Spirit tends to like Spirit and I tend to talk, and that's how I get ideas for Substack. That's how I get ideas from other platforms. Shoot, even homework assignments because our homework assignments for this semester are more modular. No, is it sorry, modular? Modal? Like, yeah, they switch up. Like, we don't have to like write essays and stuff like that. Like we had to do the first semester because, oh, child, that was a hot mess. But yeah, so Saturdays, rest days, not doing much. Okay, not laundry, and I know it can be hard to get yourself not to do anything. This is why Friday is important. Fridays are typically for our society also a social day. But if you plan accordingly, you can adjust however you need to. You could do your chores and home care situations throughout the week if you know you're going to have a busy weekend, you know? So again, this is all modular, set for how it works for you. Apply your nuance how it works for you, right? And eventually I'm going to have one-to-one sessions where we could talk about how this framework can work for you, which is the window of opportunity framework. Okay. And I'm going to get into what makes this a window of opportunity in a second. So we have your Saturdays, we are recharging ideally, right? And we are making it work for us how we need to work for us. No laundry, no cleaning, no tidying, no building, no, let me check my email, rest. And I know that can be hard for people that are busybodies, but you really challenge yourself to limit what you typically do and make it as unburdensome as possible. Or is it cumbersome? That's the right word. Cumbersome. Oh, I can't talk. Yes, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so we have now designated our day of rest throughout the week. Now let's move into, we are losing daylight, so I want to make sure I get this done quickly. Um, so now we have Monday, Moon Day, Mars Day, Mercury Day, Jupiter Day, Venus Day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We already said Friday is going to be our preset. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the rising and rest for the rest of the week. Oh, apparently tomorrow is Groundhog Day. That don't really apply to me, but I do live in PA, so you're gonna see all that feel the groundhog chaos going on the news. But I'm just gonna scratch that out. Oh, child, I just realized I'm on the wrong day of the week. I'm on the wrong week, child. It's okay. Y'all get it. Just told y'all I don't be using the weekly thing that much. I've leaned into the monthly format, but it's okay. It still works. Wait, so Groundhog Day was this past Sunday. I'm cracking up. The rest. Okay. And I'm gonna put for Venus Day a reset as well next to rest. Okay. So here it is. Okay. So you're gonna start filling in your busy days for what you typically do. So I'm gonna look at the monthly format really quickly. What do I have going on? I have therapy tomorrow in the afternoon. So I'm just gonna put in because I typically do my therapy in the house. So I'm gonna put therapy. And again, rising reset is whatever you do, your morning routine is. So I'm gonna just put routine here for the sake of just having something. Okay. So we have therapy in the afternoon on Monday. Um, and I also have homework I need to do. So typically Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. No, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my homework days. Um, and if I need to do homework all week, it's because a project is coming up. So those are days that I'm either in class or I'm doing some type of homework. So I need to put homework and study. And homework doesn't necessarily mean homework. It means studying, reviewing, preparing for class, which is typically the next day. Um, Unless they say otherwise. So there's that. And we're gonna move on to Mars Day, which is I'm doing and out, and that will be class later in the evening and whatever errands, homework, or whatever that I'm doing. So I will put in, or if I choose to go to a cafe before class, I could do that too there, right? So you have that, you have your ins and your outs. I'm not going to put too much of what I do just for privacy reasons because this is going anywhere and everywhere, and you never know who you could be watching. So let's see. Wednesdays I like to do, or Mercury days, I like to do uploads to Substack. So that's communication, that's connection. So Wednesday I'm gonna put Substack upload, right? And then what's going on Thursday? Thursday is another homework in class day, homework in class. I also try not to do any errands on those days because I know it's gonna somehow, some way, I'm gonna get time blindness and I'm gonna end up being late. So I don't want to do that. So, and then this, I have movement on Thursdays, which could be any type of exercise that I choose. So I'm gonna put movement on a Thursday. You really should be moving every day, but instead of exercise, I say, turn this light out. Whoops. So y'all can see me. There we go. Y'all see me okay? Yeah, okay. Um, you should be moving every day, but instead of movement, I say instead of exercise, I say movement because I want to remove the negative connotation around exercise and my past. So I say movement because that could be anything. And I don't want it to look or feel a certain way other than what's good to me. So let's do that. So that's movement. And then Venus days. And let's see what is going on a Friday. I'm not going to say what, but a social event. Social. I have a social event on on Friday evening, which means if I'm going to do any type of like cleaning or maintenance of the home or myself, I need to strategically plan that out throughout the week so it doesn't feel like I'm overwhelmed come Friday, right? And I'm not running late. So let's say social event to whatever time. So, and I'm gonna just say prep for the end of that day because I'll be getting dressed and prepared. So I'll typically sleep and get ready for my evening, make it a chill day unless I have homework to do or something, or an assignment is due. So yeah. And then, back to Thursday. It looks like I have an important phone call. So let's do that. Phone call. I'm also going to make another live and do some body doubling because I have so much mail that I need to go through. And I hate going through my mail. It's just piling up. So we could probably do that together. But yeah, so hopefully y'all can see. I hope I try to write this as clean as possible. But can y'all see? I know it kinda, like, looks like it blends together a little bit because there's no lines, but I have all this excess space, and what I like to do is draw a line down between and then use some washi tape. So if I have any assignments, I'm typically putting it here. So I'll put assignments for myself, but that's because I'm a student, I'm a grad student. So let's say you have kids, you could put, oh, you can put assignments, put a line down the middle, and then you can have your assignments. And then anything for the kids, let's say they got soccer class, a doctor's appointment, something on the other side. That's if you have a planner that gives you that space. If not, then don't worry about it. You just don't want all that blank space, and that's what works. And then what I also like to do, I forgot to mention this, is set a mantra at the top for the week. So it could be an affirmation, it could be something you heard on the radio, TV, something like that, something that you came across. Um, you can even put uh this week's tea bag message. Where is it? The heart sees deeper than the eye as the message for the week. So I'm actually gonna write that down. The heart sees deeper than the eye. Okay. So there's that. And then if you have highlighters, like I'm about to go in with my highlighter just to differentiate things pretty soon, you could do that as well. And Yeah, I feel like that's generally it. Feel like next time, the more I play with this is gonna be a little bit more succinct. But I also wanted to talk about the window of opportunity when it comes to time blocking. Um, because I was a substitute teacher, and every summer for the last few years I've had off, and that required me to not only be on unemployment but also manage my time a lot differently because I was allowed to rest. Which is a good thing about working in education because you're off when the kids are off, but it's also hard because you're so used to like being on go for extended amount of times, even when your body's telling you it's time to rest and you can't really do that. So, excuse me, confirmation. um, so what I would do is I would block out. You have 24 hours in a day. About eight of those are sleeping time, and for us ladies, we need about 10, 9 to 10. But let's just go with 10 anyway, because you you need about an hour or two to get ready for your day anyway, depending on who you are and what you're doing. So let's say 10 hours all the way through, right? Um, and then that leaves what? You have 8 hours, and then if you're working a 9 to 5, that's six. Or if you're working in a school, 6 hours, 9 to 5, 8 hours. And then if you have overtime and things like that, you can apply that as you need to according to your nuance. So again, we're going to start from the point where we are allowing ourselves to rest. So if you're working a 9 to 5 and you get an hour, I hope you're getting an hour of a lunch. But if not, if it's 30 minutes and then you get like 15-minute breaks or whatever, you need to add that to your individual schedule when you're time blocking. So I don't have a time blocking like measurement right here to tell you, but at least I'm going to use my notes. So we have window, and this will be the last thing, and then I will let you guys go. Yeah, once I fill out the rest of this of opportunity, boom. And then we have 8 to 10 hours sleep, um, 6 to 8 hours of work. And mind you, this is just for the day, right? Of work. And then you have, so let's do that's 8, 10 and 8, that's 18. So then let's say you need, if we built in your hour break and then the time that you're gonna need a commute. So let's say you have a 1 hour commute. You have 2 hour, you're gonna give yourself a 2 hour break of some sort. Whether that's just before bed or as soon as you get off work, however that is for you, whatever you need to do, you can do it. So 1 hour lunch break, and then 2 hour self-care. Let's just name that a self-care window of opportunity. So you can nap, you can garden, you could do whatever it is that you need to do in Jalloh. And then how many hours is left with that? So that's 16, 17, 18. You still have 6 hours of additional time. So you have 6 hours of additional time, more or less, right? And again, apply your nuance however you see fit. What are you going to do with those 6 hours? Those are the time. That's where the window of opportunity comes in. What needs to be done? What needs to be done that's going to make you feel your best, right? So this is where, and I like to block that out within 2 hours. That's where the window of opportunity is the 2 hour block. So I'm gonna put WOO 2 hours. So you have 3 2 hour blocks left. What are you gonna do? Are you going to use that time to rest some more? Let's say you nap for the first section. Let's say you're meal prepping for the next section. And then let's say you're doing some type of movement for the next section. Now, see what I did there? So that way you're getting this big picture view of how this time could be more effective for you. And it's based off what makes you feel good. It's not dependent on everybody else. Because remember, we started off when we're resting. We're starting off on, no, even before when we rested, when does the day of the week really start for us? And then we went to, okay, let's plan our rest. And then everything else falls in between after that. You know, that's the priority. The priority is our sovereignty. It's us, right? So what's next? Let's do the habit tracker. Actually, I'm gonna do my to-dos. I need to make a call, check my mail, and let's do scribbling again. Mail, pick up packages. I need to go be a ninja for about 2 hours, and that's my business. Highly classified stuff. And yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. Habit tracker, medications or supplements because that applies to me, and I'm sure it applies to you all. And movement of some sort, and what else did I use for? Oh, creating or publishing of some sort and publish. That's for me to keep up with my content creation aspect of things and also my solo entrepreneur stuff that I do on the side. Okay. And then what I'm grateful for this week, since the day just started, I'm actually grateful to start doing the Sunday teas with you guys. So I'm gonna do Sunday tea first live. That's what I'm grateful for. And then top of achievement be like, okay, published Sunday tea replay. Okay. And we can go ahead and already count Sunday for movement, for creative publishing, and for taking my medications and supplements because that's exactly what I did, darling. So here you go. This is what it looks like. So you can refer to this throughout the week. You can implement it here. I'll put that little line. Maybe I should do the line so y'all can see what I'm talking about. My line is not straight. My bad. Okay. Child, my line is not straight. But I'll see what I'm working with. Yeah. And then put a little washi tape, and it's not that big a deal, you know? And then you can like decorate it however you want, you know? Color coding is also a really good tool to use. So I have this quad highlighter, I'm sorry, from Amazon because I didn't want to carry a whole bunch of highlighters. So this was like really useful. It has yellow and blue on one side and green and orange on the other. So let's just for the sake, because I don't have my watching tape on me, but a bunch of like softened paper accessories. But yeah. Oof. Oh my gosh. Nope. So these are the time blocking stickers that you can utilize too, but I don't have those. I have a bunch of like sticky notes. I don't know why I want so crazy on her sticky notes, but waste not, want not. Yeah, no, I don't know where my little washi tape thing went. There's not in here either. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, I did not get any highlighter on me, did I? I just got this. Okay, good. Okay. So yeah, so let's do green for the line in the middle, right? And then I'm gonna put the orange on the days of the week, the planetary days of the week. So I can keep that front and center in my mind. And then I'm gonna put blue for, crown chakra energy, I guess you could say, for the mantra of the week, which is the heart sees deeper than the eye. Basically saying trust your gut instincts instead of what you perceive things to be, and don't second guess yourself. Um, and yeah, you can obviously color code way more than this if you want to, but this is what I got for right now. It's almost 6 o'clock. So yeah, I want to thank y'all so much for showing up today. In the replay, I appreciate you. I look forward to doing this with you again next week, particularly on the right week. But it's okay. It's our first time. I knew there was gonna be some errors, so it's okay. We gonna get them next time. This is especially good method for anybody that is type B, type C, or recovered type A, like myself. I feel like there's so much that masking that can be unlearned by doing this method, and I've been doing this method unbeknownst to me that I was going to share it with y'all for the last 2 years or so. So still playing with it, but I think I'm sick and tired of personally inputting all this information in. So I'm going to create my own and keep it for myself. And if you guys end up, loving it, then great. Maybe we could talk about expanding. But until then, let's see, is there anything else I'm forgetting? No, this stuff is fire. I can't even share this stuff with you. It's too much information. Mm. And so yeah. Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, one more time. That's not bad. About what? When did we start? 4:40. About an hour and 20 minutes session. Yeah, that's not bad. Planning your week ahead, giving yourself this type of this can be also considered self care. In a lot of ways. So when you know better, you do better, and you stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. So I hope this week treats you well. I hope some way, somehow, you get to apply the mantra of the heart sees deeper than the eye, especially when it comes to this media and these political theater stunts that are going on. Um, Stay hip, stay awake, stay mindful, stay aware. And most of all, stay safe. Okay? I love you. Until next time, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe on any and all the platforms. You follow me, join the movement, join the circle, get into your sovereignty bag. And until next time, which is next week, peace. See